So I know I haven't made a video in a very long time, and that's because I've been very busy. However, I felt really inspired to make this video, to share this message, because of a friend of mine who I've been helping for the past couple weeks now. He's currently going through a breakup with his wife. It's not a divorce, they're just stopped seeing each other. And now he's been substituting, making up for this lack of attention by going out to a bar. He goes out almost every single night. But then he tells me on the phone how upset he is and how sad he is because one of the girls that he started seeing ended up cheating on him. So I tell the guy, well, first off, you're meeting people at a bar. When you meet people at a bar, you can't expect to create a sustainable relationship, something that's going to be fruitful and long term. Most of the time, bar relationships come and go, one night stands, and that's just what it is. If you're expecting anything more than that, you are searching in the wrong place. But we got to ask ourselves, what are we even searching for? So I told him that, and he starts telling me, well, I just want to be happy. I'm not feeling very happy lately. And that's the thing about happiness. Happiness is not a constant state of mind, but it is able to be achieved and kept longer than, say, other emotions which are negative. However, there are people who are happier than other people because of what they have in their life. And I'm not talking about cars, I'm not talking about clothes or money. Rather, their social herd, the people that they have in their life, and more so, their self-love. Now, a lot of people, they don't have self-love. So what they'll do is they'll start taking drugs, they'll start trying to fill that void inside themselves with entertainment, drugs, sex, anything that they can do to not feel the emptiness. Why do you think that people, when they're driving, they have to stay texting on their phone? Because just the fact of sitting there alone by yourself for 10-15 minutes can be unbearable for some people. That's really sad. That just goes to show that being a human and being alive, it does come with suffering. But the way that you can escape this is by working on yourself to become the person that you want to be. So there's a study that came out, and it went on to say that men who are taller make more money than men who are shorter. And you can almost say that money is a direct correlation to your value to society. The more money you make, clearly it's because you're providing more value to people. Not all the time, but it's a rule of thumb, as some like to say. There's another study which went on to say that women who are more attractive, with larger breasts, make more money in their lifetime as well. Why is this? One, because they have more self-confidence. Two, their self-worth is so much more higher than of someone, a male, who's short and maybe unattractive. That person who values themselves, who sees themselves as someone who's important, who needs to be in a certain place, and if they're not there, they're going to work to get there. But what happens is we forget how to have self-love, and we start to instead try and fill the void with all the different topics that I just shared. Sex, drugs, entertainment. One of the worst ones and the most common is people. When you start to invest your time with people who don't matter, you are literally giving your life, your most precious asset, your time, to somebody else who doesn't value you. How many times have we gone to a friend's house and that friend doesn't treat us right, but it's better than sitting home and bored? Or how many times have we been in a toxic relationship and we know that we should leave this person, but leaving them is too painful, so we stay in this relationship that's unhealthy for us and we continue to suffer, more so than if we left the person and dedicated that precious time to ourselves. So one of the biggest mistakes that we all seem to make is not caring enough about ourselves, and instead trying to fill our void with things that are not substantial. So my friend, the one who's going around to all these different bars, he calls me the other night and he's crying. And he's telling me that he's just feeling so frustrated in his life and he doesn't know where he needs to be going. I can understand that if you're making, let's say, $400, $500 a month and your rent is $800 a month. That's an impending crisis, and the fear of unknown can really start to be detrimental to your mental health and your emotional state. But this guy's making close to $10,000 to $15,000 a month. And he doesn't have any money at the end of the month because he spends it all going out with people, inviting them, and spending a lot of money on people who don't really care about his better well-being. And I gave the guy the advice, which I need to take myself. all of us seem to be able to give advice, but when it comes to following our own advice, even though it's the exact advice we need to follow, we can't seem to always follow through. Regardless, I gave the guy the advice. I want you to stop going out to the bar. I want you to start going to bed earlier. I want you to stop drinking alcohol. We spent close to 2 hours on the phone so that I could create a diet for him. And I gave him exactly the diet that he should make. So we discussed that, and that gave him a little bit of hope. That gave him a little bit of good feeling, because it gave him a sense of purpose. More so, it gives him the ability to have progression. Because if you're progressing in your life, improving towards a goal which you're trying to attain, that is when you start to feel happiness. So aside from going to bed earlier, getting on a diet, stopping to drink alcohol, we started talking about exercising. Because exercising is so important. If you are exercising, you are seeing the change in your body, and you're starting to make that progress as well. And it's something that we can all do from even our homes. We don't have to have an expensive gym membership. And we broke down this workout that he can start doing. And I explained to him, listen, you're going out, you're meeting these women, you're getting phone numbers, you're following up with them, you're having sometimes one-night stands, but you're calling me on the phone and you're crying and you're frustrated. And you're sitting here trying to fill this void, but everything that you're doing, it's not working. So maybe what you need to do is stop doing that and instead focus on yourself. Because if you start to progress in any aspect that is positive towards your well-being, your body will reward you. Your body will reward you with happiness. So after talking with my friend and having a long discussion, a week goes by and we meet up again, and I can already see that he's starting to lose weight. It's not much. My friend is overweight, by the way. But I can see definitely that there has been an improvement. And he starts to tell me that I'm feeling happier. And I explained to him, just like how I explained to you, the happiest I ever felt was when I was in the best shape of my life, when I was doing really well with my relationships, and not external friends, I mean family members, your social herd that is most close to you. When I was having those strong, dedicated relationships, when I was exercising, taking care of myself, putting myself first, that is the time that I've had the highest self-esteem, the highest self-worth, and the highest self-confidence. And you will have that too. But for you to have that, you need to start eliminating everything that's holding you back from getting to that point. It's almost like you start to go to the gym, but you're drinking every weekend, and you're getting drunk, wasted, twice a week. It's like, how are you supposed to succeed in what you're trying to do when you have a ball and chain attached to your foot? It's like trying to run up a hill, but you got something holding you back. So you need to start eliminating everything that's holding you back. Whether that's you're addicted to social media, or you're sitting there wasting your time with friends who don't really care about your well-being, or you're in a toxic relationship, you're eating too much junk food, you're getting drunk all the time, you're abusing drugs, you're not taking care of yourself because you're doing things that are irresponsible and you know that they're incorrect when you need to be focusing on the right thing. So that's why I made this video today, to kind of give an example of my friend, how we have somebody who's making money, right, who has a nice house, they're successful, but they're dying inside because they don't put themselves first. And until you start to put yourself first, you won't start to see the happiness that you truly want. Life is hard work, but if you put in the work, you will attain self-love. Now, you don't have to be born looking like Brad Pitt. You don't have to be as tall as Michael Phelps and have a bunch of gold medals. You can be someone within your community who helps other people. And when people turn to you because they see that you are someone who has their stuff down, that's when you'll start to feel happy about yourself as well. So I know this video is more often a tangent. I know it's not close to the similar content which I normally post, which is about giving up smoking. It is about 4 or 5 a.m. right now, and I just finished getting out of the shower, but I felt it was worth it to make this video, to reach out to you guys, to say, hey, I'm still here, I haven't been smoking. Clearly, if you can tell by my speech, which I'm definitely not impaired as how I was before when I was smoking all the time. It's one thing that really would distraught me, is my lack of ability to carry a fluent sentence. But anyways, I hope this video is of some usage to you. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'm going to get some sleep. I hope you're having a great night, and take care. I'll see you in the next video.